Hey there, English learners. Do you ever get frustrated when you can't get your pronunciation right? Or maybe you've been practicing for months, but it still feels like you sound too foreign when speaking English. What if I told you that improving your pronunciation doesn't have to be complicated? What if I told you there are 5 surprising ways to improve your pronunciation that you probably haven't tried yet? And trust me, you won't believe what I have in store for you in number 3. Today, we're going to shatter the myths about English pronunciation and reveal techniques that can help you speak like a true native without hours of tedious drills. Intrigued? Keep watching because these methods are game changers. And by the end of this video, you'll have a new set of tools to improve your English pronunciation like never before. Let's dive right in. Method number 1. Use the shadowing technique. Mimic native speakers. The first method is something that linguists swear by, and it's called shadowing. Now, shadowing might sound like something that's only for advanced learners, but trust me, anyone can do it, and it's one of the most effective techniques to improve your pronunciation. What is shadowing? It's when you listen to native speakers, whether it's in a podcast, movie, or YouTube video, and then you repeat what they say immediately after they say it, as closely as possible. It's like you're their shadow, copying every word, sound, and rhythm. Here's why it works. Mimic the rhythm and flow. When you repeat what a native speaker says, you're imitating their natural rhythm, which is a huge part of pronunciation. English isn't just about individual sounds. It's also about how those sounds flow together. The intonation, stress, and pauses that native speakers use are essential for sounding fluent. Improve your muscle memory, just like when you practice an instrument or sport. Muscle memory helps you get better at producing sounds naturally. Shadowing trains your mouth and tongue to move the way native speakers do, without thinking about it. No translation. Shadowing doesn't require you to translate anything. You're just repeating what you hear, so it helps you think in English, not in your native language. Pro tip: start by shadowing slow audio, like podcasts or TV shows with clear speech. Then, increase the speed as you get more confident. How to do it: choose content you enjoy. Pick something you find interesting, a YouTube video, a movie, or a podcast. You'll be more motivated if the content is fun. Start small. Begin with short segments, like one sentence at a time, and repeat it. Gradually increase to longer sections as you improve. Focus on the sound, not the meaning. In the beginning, you don't have to understand every word. The goal is to focus on how things are said, not what they mean. Method number 2. Master the linking sounds. Connecting words fluidly. Method number 2 is a pronunciation secret that even many native speakers don't realize they do. Linking sounds. In everyday English, native speakers don't pronounce each word clearly. They link words together, making speech faster, smoother, and more natural. Here's how linking works. When native speakers speak quickly, they connect the last sound of one word to the first sound of the next word. For example, instead of saying "I am going to the store" clearly, native speakers will say "I'm gonna the store." Sounds strange, right? But that's how it's naturally spoken in English. Why is this important? It makes you sound more natural. If you don't use linking, you'll sound stiff and unnatural. Linking is part of the rhythm of spoken English, and it helps you sound fluent. It helps with speed. Linking allows you to speak faster because you're smoothing out the transitions between words. If you don't use linking, you'll likely speak more slowly and less confidently. It's easier to understand. When you master linking, you'll also understand native speakers better. You won't be caught off guard when they speak quickly because you'll recognize the patterns of linked speech. How to practice linking: listen for linking sounds, watch English videos or movies, and pay attention to how native speakers link their words. Notice phrases like gonna, wanna, gotta, or shoulda. Practice with short phrases. Start with simple phrases like "what's up" or "give me that," and practice saying them smoothly without pausing. You can gradually increase the difficulty as you get better. Use shadowing for linking. Combine shadowing with linking. Listen to a sentence, then repeat it, focusing on how the words connect naturally. Method number 3. Record and listen to yourself. Analyze your progress. Okay, now here comes number 3, and you probably won't expect this one. Record yourself speaking English and listen to the playback. It may sound strange at first, but this is a game changer for improving your pronunciation. Why? Because when we speak, we don't often hear the mistakes we're making. But when you record your voice, you get an outside perspective and can hear yourself the way others would. This technique lets you identify areas of improvement, whether it's pronunciation, stress, or intonation. Why recording works: self-awareness. Listening to yourself will reveal mistakes you might not notice in real time. This is important because when you hear yourself speak, you're more likely to adjust and make improvements. Improved accuracy. When you hear how words sound in your own voice, you'll start to notice where you can improve your intonation, stress, or rhythm. Track your progress. Recording yourself over time will allow you to track how much you've improved. It's like taking before and after pictures of your pronunciation journey. How to practice with recordings. Record your voice. Pick a short passage or a sentence and record yourself reading it aloud. You can use your phone or any recording device. Listen critically. Play it back and compare your pronunciation to that of a native speaker. Notice the differences in sound, rhythm, and stress. Write down areas where you need to improve. Practice and record. After making adjustments, record again and compare it to the original. Keep doing this until you notice a difference. Pro tip: don't just record yourself reading, try recording natural speech too, like talking about your day or explaining something in English. The power of imitation, why it works for pronunciation. Imitamen. Native speakers is one of the most powerful techniques for improving your pronunciation. Think about how children learn their first language. They don't study textbooks or listen to rules. They imitate the sounds they hear from adults. You can do the same with English. Imitation helps you to mirror the natural sounds and rhythm of the language, which makes your pronunciation sound more authentic and fluent. Method number 4. Master the intonation, the secret to sounding like a native. We're going to tackle intonation, a key aspect of pronunciation that many learners overlook. You might have the perfect pronunciation of individual words, but if you don't master the rhythm and melody of English, you'll still sound unnatural. So, what is intonation? Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice when speaking. It's how you emphasize certain words or parts of a sentence, and it plays a crucial role in meaning. For example, think about the sentence, "You're going to the party." If you say it with a rising intonation, like a question, "You're going to the party?" it means something different than if you say it with a falling intonation, like a statement, "You're going to the party." Why mastering intonation works? It makes you sound more fluent. Native speakers don't just speak with perfect pronunciation. They use intonation to express meaning, show emotion, and keep conversations interesting. If you don't use proper intonation, your speech can sound flat and robotic. It helps with understanding. Intonation isn't just about producing the language correctly. It also helps you understand others. When you can recognize how intonation changes the meaning of a sentence, you'll be able to understand native speakers better. It adds emotion and personality. Intonation is what makes your speech sound alive. It shows emotion, excitement, doubt, or surprise. Without it, you sound monotone, like you're reading from a script. How to improve your intonation? Listen to native speakers. Pay attention to how native speakers use intonation in everyday speech. Watch English TV shows, listen to podcasts, or watch YouTube videos. Try to imitate the way they raise and lower their voices as they speak. Practice with emotions. Use different emotions to practice intonation. For example, say the sentence, "I can't believe it," in a happy tone, a surprised tone, and a sad tone. Notice how your voice naturally changes based on the emotion. Use songs and chants. Songs are a great way to practice intonation because they have clear melodies that mimic the natural rise and fall of speech. Try singing along to your favorite English songs and focus on matching the intonation in each line. Method number 5. Use minimal pairs, improve your vowel and consonant sounds. Let's move on to method number 5, minimal pairs. This is a fun yet challenging way to improve your pronunciation by practicing words that sound similar but have different meanings. These are called minimal pairs, and they focus on small differences in sounds that can make a big difference in understanding. For example, consider the words ship and sheep. They only differ by one sound, but that one sound is crucial. If you mispronounce these words, your listener might not understand you, or you might be misinterpreted. Method number 6. Slow down. Why speaking slowly can improve your pronunciation. Let's talk about the next method that's going to change the way you approach speaking. Slow down. This may sound counterintuitive at first because everyone wants to speak quickly, right? Well, slowing down is actually one of the most powerful tools for improving your pronunciation. Here's why. More precision. When you speak more slowly, you have more time to focus on each word and pronounce it correctly. Speaking slowly gives you the chance to hit each sound and make sure you're producing it properly, rather than rushing through it. Clearer enunciation. slowing down forces you to enunciate each syllable more clearly. This is particularly important for English, as it has many words that are difficult to pronounce when spoken too quickly. Helps with intonation and stress. When you slow down, you have more room to add proper intonation and stress to your sentences. This makes your speech sound more natural and easier for others to understand. How to practice slowing down. Practice with tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are a great way to work on your enunciation. Start slow, focus on pronouncing every sound clearly, and gradually speed up as you become more comfortable. Read aloud. Read English text slowly and carefully. Focus on each syllable and make sure you're pronouncing the words clearly. You can even try reading aloud with a timer to see how you improve over time. Take pauses. Don't rush through your sentences. Take natural pauses after each thought or idea. This will help you focus on pronunciation and also give your listener a chance to process what you're saying. Method number 7. Visualize your mouth movements, see and feel the differential rate. Let's finish strong with method number 7. Visualizing your mouth movements. This technique is incredibly effective because it combines both the physical and mental aspects of pronunciation. Have you ever watched a native speaker closely when they talk? You might notice how their lips, teeth, tongue, and jaw move in very specific ways to produce certain sounds. Well, now it's time for you to do the same. When you visualize the movements of your mouth and face, it helps you to reproduce the sounds more accurately. Why visualization works? Muscle memory. Just like shadowing, visualizing the correct mouth movements helps you train the muscles involved in pronunciation. The more you visualize and mimic these movements, the more automatic they'll become. Awareness. Many learners don't realize that the way they move their mouth affects how well they pronounce words. By consciously thinking about the correct mouth position for sounds, you'll become more aware of your speech. How to visualize your mouth movements. Watch videos with close-up shots of mouth movements. Find videos where the speaker's mouth is clearly visible. Pay attention to how they move their lips, tongue, and teeth when pronouncing specific sounds. Use a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror and watch your mouth as you pronounce different sounds. Compare your mouth movements with those of native speakers. This will help you correct any errors in your pronunciation, taking your pronunciation to the next level. So, there you have it, 7 surprising ways to improve your English pronunciation that will transform the way you speak. From shadowing native speakers to mastering intonation and slowing down your speech, these methods will help you sound more natural and fluent in English. The key takeaway here is, don't rush the process. Pronunciation takes time, but with these techniques, you'll notice improvements faster than you think. Remember, the more you practice, the better your pronunciation will get, and soon, speaking English will feel effortless. The final step, mastering English vowel sounds, the hidden key to clear speech. Alright, let's talk about vowels, and I'm not just talking about the standard A, E, I, O, U. In English, vowel sounds can be tricky because they don't always follow the same rules as in other languages. For example, think about the two as sounds in bat and mate. Even though both words have the letter A, the sounds are different. This is why mastering English vowel sounds is one of the most important skills for clear pronunciation. Why do vowel sounds matter so much? Here's why. Small vowel differences can change meaning. Mispronouncing a vowel sound can completely change the meaning of the word. For example, the word bit meaning a small piece sounds very different from beat meaning to win. Even a subtle shift in the vowel sound can make you sound less clear. English has more vowel sounds than many other languages. English has 12 vowel sounds and 8 diphthongs, combinations of vowel sounds. If you speak a language with fewer vowels, mastering these sounds can be a challenge. But here's the good news. With practice, you can conquer them. Accurate vowels equals better understanding. When you pronounce vowels correctly, native speakers understand you more easily. You won't be misunderstood, and your fluency will feel more natural. How to master vowel sounds. Focus on minimal pairs. As we discussed in part 2, minimal pairs are pairs of words that differ by just one sound. Practicing minimal pairs with different vowel sounds is an excellent way to train your ear and your mouth to produce the right sounds. For example, practice with words like ship and sheep or bit and beat. Watch mouth movement videos. To truly get the vowel sounds right, watch videos where the speaker's mouth is clearly visible. Notice how their lips and tongue move when they produce different vowel sounds. Try to copy the movements and make sure your tongue is in the right place. Use online pronunciation tools. Tools like Forvo and Google Translate speaker feature allow you to hear native speakers pronounce specific words. Listen carefully to the vowel sounds and try to replicate them. Building confidence while speaking in front of others is a game changer. We've covered the methods, the techniques, and the science behind learning English pronunciation. But now, let's talk about something that many learners struggle with: confidence. Here's the thing: no matter how good your pronunciation gets, you won't feel fluent until you start speaking regularly in front of others. Confidence is key to perfecting your pronunciation because, without it, you won't be able to speak as freely, and the anxiety will hold you back. You might even get stuck or shy away from conversations altogether. Why is confidence so important? It helps you practice consistently. If you're too self-conscious, you won't speak as much. Speaking often is essential for improvement, and the more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Each conversation is a step closer to sounding natural. It encourages natural speech. When you're confident, you're less focused on making mistakes and more focused on expressing yourself clearly. This allows you to sound more fluid and less stiff. You learn from mistakes. It's a fact that mistakes are part of the learning process. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn. Confidence allows you to embrace your mistakes and use them as a springboard for improvement. How to build confidence in speaking: speak regularly. Set a goal to speak English every day, even if it's just for 10-15 minutes. You don't need to wait until you feel perfect to start practicing. Join a language exchange. Platforms like Tandem, HelloTalk, or Italki connect you with native speakers and other learners. Practicing with others will help you get used to speaking and feeling comfortable. Find a speaking partner. Practicing with a friend or a tutor who is supportive and non-judgmental can help you build confidence. Don't worry about being perfect, just focus on communicating your ideas. The role of social interaction in pronunciation practice. Did you know that social interaction is one of the most powerful ways to practice pronunciation? Research shows that when you speak to people in real-world situations, your brain processes language in a way that's much more effective than just studying on your own. Speaking in social settings helps reinforce your pronunciation because you're engaging with the language in real time, responding and reacting to natural conversations. Why pronunciation is just one piece of the puzzle. As we come to the end of our pronunciation journey, it's important to reflect on something very important. Pronunciation is only one piece of the language puzzle. While perfect pronunciation is important, it's not the only factor that makes you fluent. The real goal is to communicate clearly and confidently, no matter what your accent or pronunciation sounds like. Fluency in English is about confidence, practice, and immersing yourself in the language. Pronunciation will improve as you continue to practice, and as you get better at speaking and listening, you'll naturally improve your pronunciation as well. So, don't stress about being perfect. Focus on communicating effectively, and the pronunciation will follow. You've already made progress, and with the techniques we've discussed today, you're on your way to speaking English like a native in no time. To recap, here are the 5 surprising ways to improve your English pronunciation. Shadowing. Mimic native speakers to improve your rhythm and pronunciation. Linking sounds. Practice connecting words for a natural flow. Record yourself. Analyze your progress and pinpoint areas for improvement. Master intonation. Use the rise and fall of your voice to sound more native. Minimal pairs. Focus on subtle sound differences that change word meanings. And don't forget, confidence and social interaction are just as important in improving your pronunciation. Speak often, make mistakes, and keep learning. That's it for today's video. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more awesome language learning strategies. Drop a comment below and let me know which pronunciation method you're going to try first. Keep practicing and remember, you've got this.